everybody, James Akers here again. Today we're going to talk about the topic of disability insurance. It's something that people usually don't want to talk about. It's furthest thing from their mind. But we get asked a lot of times, do I even need disability insurance? And it's a very complicated question with a complicated answer, but I'm going to try to simplify it for you. I'm going to start off by saying that any financial planner that you meet with that does not consider disability insurance as part of your financial plan probably isn't very good at their job, and I would suggest you find someone else, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's say you have everything planned out perfectly for your future. You got your retirement plan in place, and it's stellar and it's wonderful and all that. You're going to be able to retire very wealthy and live a good life. And let's say you've got your mortgage payment where you want it, your car payment where you want it, all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden you got sick or you got injured and you were unable to work anymore. Then what happens to all those plans that you've got? You can't fund your retirement plan anymore because you don't have an income, so you just completely lost your retirement. You can't afford your house because you don't have an income to pay the mortgage. Now you're going to get foreclosed on. I'm not trying to paint a terrible picture. I'm just saying that's why it's important to be part of the plan. Now what makes it complicated is a lot of employers offer disability insurance through work. So you may have some disability through work. And if you do, here's what I'm going to advise that you do. Talk to your HR person. Get a readout of what that policy entails. Here's why. Most, I'm not saying all, but most employer-sponsored disability insurance, or those through private companies that work through your employer, such as an Aflac or something like that. And I have nothing against Aflac. I'm just using that name because it's the most popular out there. Most of those have what's called an elimination period, which means you have to be disabled for a certain amount of time before the money even kicks in. And most of them have an expiration period, which is typically 2 years max. And they also normally have a ceiling of how much they'll pay, which in most cases is not anything near what you're currently making from an income standpoint. So the negatives to most disability products out there are you have to wait before you start getting paid. You only get paid for up to 2 years in most cases, and it doesn't replace your entire income. Find that out. Here's why that's important. Let's just say you're used to making $10,000 a month. I'm going to make my math real easy here, okay? Let's just say you're used to making $10,000 a month. And so your mortgage is $1,500, your car payments, you got 2 cars at $500 each, you got a boat payment, whatever your payments are, you're putting $500 a month to your retirement plan, you've got everything planned out. You become disabled, and your current disability plan kicks in after 6 months and starts paying you $2,000 a month. Well, if your mortgage is $1,500 and you've got car payments of $1,000, that's $2,500 there. You don't have enough coming in to even pay those minimum payments, much less your food, your gas, and your other things. That's why you really need to look at your disability plan to see what it has. I am not against employer-sponsored disability plan. I encourage you, take advantage of them. Get what you can through your employer, because usually they're going to help with part of the cost of that, or you can get a group rate, which is going to bring your premium down. So I'm a fan, 100% a fan. But you may want to look at supplementing your work coverage with a private plan that makes up the difference. For example, one of the carriers I work with, they'll let us replace up to $20,000 a month of income. Now, some of you watch this video may not make $20,000 a month. Some of you may make more than $20,000 a month, but I have a carrier that will literally replace up to $20,000 or $240,000 a year of annual income. And the way it works is they base that upon 67% of your current income, because they assume taxes and things like that, because these are tax-free benefits. So you can replace up to $20,000, and that particular carrier will actually pay you those disability benefits for the rest of your life or until you retire. Now, why is that important? Here's why that's important. If you were to run out of your employer-based disability product 2 years in and you stayed disabled, well, you may be able to qualify for SSI or disability, but we all know that's going to be nowhere near what you made on your job. So there goes your mortgage, there goes your retirement dreams and everything else. So part of your financial plan needs to be protecting your most valuable asset. You know what your most valuable asset is? It's you. You are your most valuable asset. And if you were sick or hurt and you couldn't work anymore, you've literally lost the ability from your most valuable asset to generate income and revenue for you. That's why you need to protect that asset. And I'm not saying you have to buy one from me or the product I'm referring to. I'm saying make sure it's part of your portfolio, because if you were to become disabled, You're not going to be able to maintain your current standard of living on a disability check. You're not going to be able to maintain your current standard of living on an employer-based disability program or one of those private companies we talked about that do those short-term disabilities. So the premiums are not terrible for those, especially, I'll give you a quick example. I had a client I worked with recently that they had a plan through Aflac. Again, I'm mentioning their name, nothing negative against Aflac. I actually think they're a great product, a great carrier. I have absolutely nothing against them. I've got friends that sell Aflac. This particular client of mine has Aflac. It starts paying after 90 days and it stops paying after 24 months. That's what his plan does. So what we did was we designed his long-term disability product. It don't even start for 2 years. That way he's getting his Aflac for the first 2 years. But if he was to stay disabled, he gets the full income from the product I put him in. And the premium for it was really pennies. It was very, very inexpensive because of the 2-year elimination period. It drove it down. So what a good financial planner is going to do is they're going to take into account what you currently have, and they're going to build something around that, because the goal is to protect you, to make sure that you can retire the way you want to. Make sure you can afford your house, your cars, and everything else. Insurance is not there just to have something to spend money on. Insurance is there for the what if. Insurance is there for the worst case scenario. And it's worth a few bucks a day to make sure that you can retire with the lifestyle that you want to retire. So again, we just took a complicated thing and just tried to break it down as simple as I possibly could. So to summarize it, make sure if you have work-based disability insurance, participate in that. Find out the details of that, and look at possibly an add-on to protect you when that runs out, to make sure that you're not just taking a disability check and not able to keep up with your current standard of living. My goal as a financial planner for my clients is I want them to maintain their standard of living, not just now or the next 5 years or next 10 years. My clients maintain their standard of living till the day they die. That's what my focus is. Find a financial planner that has that kind of a focus on you, to make sure that until the day that you stop breathing, you have the same standard of living you have right now or even better. Guys, thanks for watching. If you need more information, contact my office or check out my website. But for now, I hope you have a great day. Happy 4th of July. God bless you.